Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Friends, I was on my evening walk, which is generally a couple of hours, during which I saw some messages. One came from Michael Mathoff, one of our subscribers from Germany. He was saying, CRISPR results are out, what do you think? So I started scrambling for it, and yeah, here I have my analysis. I took a little bit of time. It's rather late in the day. I'm recording at 9 p.m. on the 5th of August. So here you go. Welcome back, friends. CRISPR reported its financial results for second quarter ending June 30, 2024 today, just a few hours ago. And despite a strong cash position, the company experienced a decline in revenue and an increase in net loss compared to the same period last year. So just one event doesn't spoil everything. So that's the way I'm looking at it. It was already expected that they would have lesser revenue and they wouldn't be having the same kind of performance they had before. So they have kind of met the expectation in my opinion. And I'm going to look at the key financial matrices. So I'm going to put out a display out here, which you can have a look at while I walk you through it. The total revenue for Q2 2024 was 517,000, a significant decrease from the 70 million in Q2 2023. You can see it well described in this graph out here. This drop was mainly due to the absence of milestone achievements in the current period. That's what I thought would have been the reason why. And for the first 6 months of 2024, total revenue was 1.021 million, which is down from 170 million in the same period of 2023. So these comparisons kind of do not make sense for companies like Beam, Editas, CRISPR and all, because the milestone income and expenses are all staggered and they don't allow apples to apples comparison. So it's better for us to look at year to year. So right now I'm not going to get too much worried about these falling numbers. And next, turning our attention to operating expenses. The R&D expenses decreased to 80.2 million in Q2 2024 from 101.6 million in Q2 2023. It is said that this reduction was primarily driven by lower variable external research and manufacturing costs. And then if you look at the general and administrative expenses, it decreased slightly to 19.5 million in Q2 2024 from 19 million in Q2 2023. So, sorry, it increased a little bit, 0.5 million it increased. And if you look at the collaboration expenses rose to 52.1 million in Q2 2024 from 44.6 million in Q2 2023, reflecting higher manufacturing and commercial costs under the Casgevy collaborations with Vertex. And the net loss for Q2 2024 was 126.4 million compared to a net loss of 77.7 million. So this is a big number out here. When you compare it to the previous quarter, the larger net loss was influenced by the decrease in revenue and increase in collaboration expenses. So at this juncture, I would like to comment that it would have been good if along with the expenses for Casgevy, we had seen the income from Casgevy so that we could have a much better perception. Right now, I do not have an idea if the Casgevy income is already included here or not. So I'm going to investigate that. If any of you know about it, please put it in the comment section. So as of June 30, 2024, CRISPR Therapeutics held 2.01 billion in cash equivalents and marketable securities. This is up from 1.6957 billion as of December 31, 2023. And this is basically because of a 280 million direct offering and a 200 million milestone payment from Vertex, proceeds from employee option expenses and interest income offset by operating expenses. So there is a lot to unpack out there. I don't have the time or the ability to do that. So I'm going to spend a little more time and come back with a separate video at a later time to discuss those numbers. And I think overall, I'm happy with what I have seen in CRISPR. I have not seen anything that is out of the ordinary or that I did not expect. So I'm happy with it. And I would have appreciated more information on Casgevy revenue, how many patients have been, whose cells have been collected, are in the process of being infused. So those kind of, a little bit of color in those areas would have been good. I suppose some of the analysts might have asked those questions. So my next mission is going to be to find all those question and answers and and come back to you with another video about that. But I think overall, we are moving in the right direction. So what I know about Casgevy related information is that over 35 authorized treatment centers have been activated globally. Approximately 20 patients have had cells collected across all regions as of mid-July. And we got this information from Vertex as well. And in terms of clinical trials, enrollment has been completed in 2 global phase 3 studies for patients in the age of 5 to 11, which is the pediatric age, with SCD and TDT. Positive long-term data from CLIMB 111 and CLIMB 121 and follow-up studies were presented showing durable clinical benefits. And Casgevy is approved in US, Great Britain, the European Union, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain for treating SCD and TDT. And regulatory submissions have been made in Switzerland and Canada, where it received a priority review. So soon we can expect them to be approved. And I think if we look at the overall progress that has been made with Casgevy, I'm optimistic that the numbers are only going to go up. And then I would like to turn my attention to the oncology side, where I'm looking at CTX112, which targets the CD19 positive B cell malignancies. And it is currently in phase 1/2 trials in oncology settings and clinical trial for systemic lupus erythematosus. It's a mouthful. It's just called SLE. It will help CRISPR to expand into autoimmune indications due to effective depletion of B cells. And we also have CTX131, which targets CD70 in hematological malignancies, including T-cell lymphomas. And it's ongoing clinical trials in solid tumors and hematologic malignancies. And we don't have more information about that, but these are wholly owned assets of CRISPR. So the costs are 100% by CRISPR. And also profits will be 100% with CRISPR. So we'll have to wait for more information on that. I'm going to comb through all available information and get back to you if I have more information. And there is a target, there's a candidate in the pipeline which targets ANG, PTL3 and LPA, and it's currently in phase 1 for trials for cardiovascular disease, and that is CTX211. Which is the next candidate. It's for type 1 diabetes, and it's currently undergoing phase 1 clinical trial. And we need to get more information about that. Nothing has been disclosed out here to the best of my knowledge. So I'm going to go digging for all those information, assuming that it might be in one of the SEC reports that they might have submitted. And so that's the roundup of everything that I have seen so far. Of course, there is CTX340 targeting angiotensinogen for refractory hypertension. CTX450 is another candidate for acute hepatic prophylaxis. And of course, we have CTX211 beta cell replacement for type 1 diabetes. All these candidates are there, but not much information is available. As I said before in my earlier video on genomic companies in general, they are all operating in stealth mode, so it's very, very difficult to do a valuation. And then the pricing is also very erratic and volatile because different people get different information and they act on it, and there is no cohesive action in the market. So it becomes a bit of a gamble to put money in genomics, even at this advanced stage. But I hope things will start improving. I'm going to go through the 8K filings and the other SEC filings that CRISPR Therapeutics would have made this month. And I'll try to get back to you with some numbers. I'll also enlist the help of Sandeep, who is great at looking at the SEC documents and extracting information. And I'll see if Sandeep can help me with getting the information that we are looking for. So friends, that brings me to an end of this video. But let me tell you about my personal opinion. I personally think that this earnings report did not bring any bad news to me. So I'm happy about it. And all the good news that I had about CRISPR Therapeutics from the Vertex report still stays. And overall, I'm very optimistic. I'm invested in CRISPR Therapeutics. In fact, I have made a lot of money on CRISPR this year. I have bought back into CRISPR today at 47.70. I was very lucky to get it at that price. After the market close, it has gone up to $50.15 or something like that when I saw it last. I'm expecting it to pick up again tomorrow. And I might sell some covered calls when it goes to a higher level because my cost basis is very low. I'll try to make some money out there as well. Apart from that, I'm fully invested into FNGO. I've been dollar cost averaging down today. I have a thesis for that, and that is the statement from the Fed that in September we are going to have rate cuts. I think that is aimed at curbing this Japanese trade unwinding. Because if the Fed were to come out and give an emergency 25 basis point cut, that would have caused panic in the market. That would not have been a good idea. And also that would mean that the Fed dropped the ball and it had to take emergency action. So I was sure that the Fed would not do such a thing. The next best thing they could do is to play with the expectations, which is what Fed does with its statements. That's why its statements are very, very well managed and contained. So the fact that they came out and spoke about September and rate cut in the same sentence means that they want the markets to understand that a cut is not too far off. They're not acting pricey anymore. So that will take a little bit of effect in the markets tomorrow. And also the shock of the steep drop today has been stemmed. We went back up during the day. So I'm thinking that tomorrow we are going to recover a little bit more, because in the AI world, all those activities that were going on the catalyst, everything is the same. Nothing has changed. And if we talk about the Iran-Israel potential conflict, it's not going to have as much effect on the markets as the Japanese yen situation would have. And the Fed has addressed the yen situation. And at the most, we'll have a blip on the radar if there is the Iran and Israel conflict, in my opinion. And I think we should be fine. We should be back on track because rate cuts are coming around the corner. And before rate cut, we may go up, and after rate cut, we may come down a little bit. That is my expectation, and that is because we have had such a steep drop. We had a correction. So there will be, at the very least, there will be a dead cat bounce. That's my expectation, and that's why I stocked up on FNGU and reduced the dollar cost, and I'll be selling it in tranches. I'm totally out of FNGD. I took profits out there and put them back into FNGU. So that's my disclosure for today. Of course, I have Palantir in my portfolio. I sold 3 covered calls, and I bought back the last covered call at 31 cents. So I made a lot of money on the covered calls on Palantir. And now Palantir is going up again post market, because they came up with really good numbers as expected. So I'm expecting Palantir also to move up tomorrow. So overall, I'm looking for a good day going forward. And this also proves that you have to be focused on a couple of scripts, and you should know them intimately so that you can invest in them and make profits. Spreading yourself thin into 20-30 scripts is not a good idea. At least that's the epiphany I'm getting. I would like your feedback. Please put that in the comment section. Let me know how your day was, how your portfolio fared, what were your great victories and what were your great losses. Put them all in here, and I'll get back to you in the next video. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now. See you later.